The Growing Importance of Audio Collections by Emily Babusi. There is nothing more powerful than the written word, except maybe the spoken one. I just finished reading my 5-year-old The Hobbit aloud. Though it is a book far too advanced for her to read herself, she is not too young to imagine the fantastical events or to experience the adventure through listening. Hearing the pages read aloud gives her an opportunity to expand her vocabulary through context clues and emphasis. It inspires her to become a lifelong reader and to want to read the novel on her own, and it gives me an opportunity to teach new words, ideas, and concepts that I think she should know more about. For instance, we might discuss the evolution of eyesight, or lack thereof, for fish born in deep mountain cave lakes, or what a thrush is. Hearing the book read aloud opens up a world of opportunity for her that she would otherwise not be able to experience at this moment in time. This is what audiobooks do for us all. Audiobooks are growing in popularity and availability of formats, and they deserve more attention and advertisement in our libraries. Audiobooks are in demand for a number of reasons. Of course, they are invaluable to the visually impaired, and more audiobooks equal more equitable access of literature to that population. It is well known that audio recordings are of use to ESL learners too, both as language learning audiobooks and novels in audio form. They can assist kids who understand spoken English better than they can read it, and they also help students who can read well but have difficulties with pronunciation. Audiobooks don't just benefit struggling readers, but they are useful for gifted students as well. They can help them give up control, relax, and enjoy the story. Studies show that gifted readers naturally use reading strategies to connect to books and understand them on a deeper level more often than other students. These strategies might include reading before listening, illustrating scenes while listening, mapping out a plot, predicting, or analyzing, and these are all easier to do while listening to an audiobook rather than reading a paper copy. Denise Johnson, an assistant professor of reading education at the College of William and Mary, suggested that audiobooks can be used to introduce students to books above their reading level, model good interpretive reading, teach critical listening, highlight the humor in books, introduce new genres that students might not otherwise consider, introduce new vocabulary or difficult proper names or locales, and provide a guide for dialects or accents. So using audiobooks can help struggling English as a second language or gifted readers, but they aren't merely useful to K through 12 students. They have value to those in post-secondary education as well. One university research library purchased audiobooks to help their staff hone their management skills while multitasking with other activities. In the first 9 months alone, the audiobooks circulated 6 times as often as print books. With busy schedules that often require multitasking, audiobooks can be a real boon to both college students and faculty. Whether on the way to college or work, commuters find that audiobooks can turn a daily chore into an enjoyable experience. In fact, in a survey conducted by Catherine Stern, a higher percentage of community colleges maintain frequently updated audiobook collections than other post-secondary institutions in order to supply their commuter patrons. It is clear that audiobooks are useful and that the demand for them is growing, but many current library collections are not keeping up. In my own neighborhood library, the selection leaves a little to be desired. Half of them are language learning audiobooks. Many of them are severely outdated. Some of them are still on cassette tape, and they are not very well organized. The audio collection at my local library is not the only one suffering from neglect and obscurity. A 2009 survey by Catherine Stern revealed that only 14.3% of post-secondary schools allocate a separate part of their budget specifically for audiobooks. For many libraries, their audio collection is only a result of donations, and nearly half of the libraries in Stern's survey had no audio collection at all. In both of the last 2 high schools I taught at, The only audiobooks on hand were the few that were requested by teachers to support novels that they read in class, and those were kept in a separate back room or in an obscure corner that students did not have access to. In short, many libraries' audio collections are lacking, but there are plenty of options for improvement. If a library is ready to amp up its audio collection, there is no shortage of choices, and availability is continually growing. In 2004, NetLibrary, part of OCLC, launched a program to make audiobooks available on the web. That same year, Overdrive Audiobooks began to offer audiobooks for download based on Windows Media Player. One Click Digital, once known as One Click Audio, offers digital audiobooks for download in MP3 format. And they currently have more than 3,000 audiobook titles that are now 100% compatible with the iPod. Another of today's plentiful options is the Playaway. A Playaway is a self-contained MP3 player loaded with an individual audiobook that is simple and easy to use. One school media specialist reported that the Playaways were so popular that he couldn't even keep them on the shelves because they were checked out so quickly. Booksontape.com is the online audiobook service from Random House Incorporated. Even EBSCO is on the bandwagon. They released 9 new audio collections last spring and 2 more last fall. Current options for audiobook providers are numerous, but once libraries decide to make the investment in their audiobook collection, they need to get the word out to their patrons. Raya Cusick suggests several marketing strategies in Library Journal. One recommendation is to place stickers on print copies of books that say also available in audiobook, so patrons will know about them. Another tip is to showcase audiobook award winners in a special display case, just like the ones used for print book award winners. It is a good idea, too, to place the entire audiobook collection in a highly visible and accessible area of the library. Cusick also suggests advertising audiobook collections with public service announcements on the local radio stations. In addition, libraries can design programming to include their audiobook collections. In fact, to aid libraries in audiobook promotion, many audiobook vendors offer free marketing materials. For example, Booksontape.com provides printable flyers and letters extolling the benefits of audiobooks. Other companies also offer pre-recorded commercial spots and other materials to raise audiobook awareness. According to the Audio Publishers Association, audiobook sales are at an all-time high of $1.2 billion. It is clear that audiobooks are growing in popularity, and it is no doubt due in part to the large number of benefits that audiobooks have to offer, as well as the increased availability in different audio formats. Unfortunately, many library audiobook holdings are woefully inadequate, and it's time for libraries to put more emphasis on their audio collections.